Kavalur in the Javadi Hills of Tamil Nadu, where the lone eagle soars high in the clear sky. The peahen struts glamorously in her surroundings, and where astronomers of the Indian Institute of Astrophysics probe the mysteries of the universe. Deep in the heart of this rustic plateau nestles the village after which the observatory is known. A village that is no different from the 1,000 others scattered around in this country, where it is peaceful, calm and serene, and where the passage of time sees little change in traditional activity. The weekly shandy finds the barber removing a week's growth from many chins, and the urchin exchanges for a titbit the coin he may have earned for good behavior. Here in the village lie clustered together the huts, the paddy fields, and the oldest form of transport known to man, while in the distance an embodiment of sophisticated 20th century technology towers on the horizon. The dirt road with its irregular surface jostles us appreciably before we enter the premises of the new observatory. The sentry's salute snaps us into the awareness of entry into a new domain of meaningful activity. An army marches on its stomach, and astronomers are no exception either. They congregate at frequent intervals here in this building, which is the dining hall. As we drive along, we pass by the temporary workshop and onto a main avenue of blue flowering jacarandas before the tower and dome of the 40-inch telescope appear. The shutters open and the dome rotates on pressing a button. We see the graceful lines of the telescope as it moves to take up a position parallel to the Earth's axis of rotation. a little comedy of self-consciousness, for after all, astronomers are human. The story of the observatory at Kavalur is a story less than 2 decades old. Poor observing conditions at Kodaikanal, especially during the night hours, prompted the search for a site for a new field station for stellar telescopes. A site survey team set out in April 1962 to examine observing conditions in the Yelagiri and Javadi Hills. The team set up camp deep in the interior of the forests on Yelagiri, principally inhabited by the tribals, referred to by the urban folk as the Malayalis. A portable telescope was used to study the image definition and quality, which astronomers refer to as seeing. This was how members of the site survey team crawled through the lantana bushes in the present campus of the observatory. Soon after the Kavalur site was chosen, astronomical activity commenced. A 15-inch telescope was set up in an ancient roll-off structure, and a makeshift lodging for the observer made available for use by the astronomer. The lantana bushes were cleared in parts and floral afforestation commenced. The 40-inch telescope arrived in several boxes, and a structure to house them assembled in a hurry, even as the trucks were awaiting clearance of their precious cargo. Meanwhile, the tower atop which the telescope would be erected was under construction. in strict quantitative fashion, 4 buckets of water and the appropriate cement, metal, sand constituents were well mixed. And poured into containers. That were hoisted up. And poured into place. White-helmeted workers of the Institute step nimbly over the criss-cross scaffolding and watch what is none of their business, so as to tell posterity of their share as eyewitnesses to all this rapid growth. Meanwhile, time marches on. The building and dome are completed. The telescope installed in 1972, and it enters on its career of astronomical discovery with immediate spectacular results. Here is an auxiliary telescope, a 15-inch reflector for photometric observing. Man is ambitious and is always eager for more. Soon the astronomers were asking for a larger telescope, one of 92 inches aperture, which they felt they could build indigenously with local brain and brawn. The opticians work on the glass blank that will form the primary mirror of the telescope. The structural engineers fit up the shell structure of the dome prior to covering by iron sheets. And in a year or two, Kavalur will have another major facility that will help its astronomers probe farther into the universe.